Good morning. Good morning. Don't laugh, Marie-Pierre. I'm always trying to get, what do they call it? A thumbnail that's
Yeah.
decent. But you know what? Decent and me do not go in the same sentence. Je sais pas pourquoi. But every time, everybody, no, there was one, we all looked good, all three of us. Okay, do a post. Let's see what you're going to create. Jean-Philippe, tag me. I'm going to let you do it, okay? Because moi, là, c'est zero. Zero. Okay, welcome back to the Millionaire of the Diamonds, my friends. This is a transformational podcast again and again and again. I want to share with you and emphasize that if you're listening here and you're looking for inspiration, it's not the place. Neither is it the place to be hyped up. Neither is it the place to be motivated. No, no, no. This is a place where you're going to pick up one sentence, like you're going to lean in. If you can just write down one sentence, it's going to help you and me transform in the person I need to become to achieve my next level. So today it's going to be about, have you ever wanted something for somebody more than they wanted it for themselves? And I think at 100% we're all going to say yes to this, including me. Oh my God. Okay. Today, we're going to help you recognize the difference between believing in someone's potential and chasing their potential. Jean-Philippe is going to help us understand why we get caught up in these patterns, why we keep investing even when the evidence is telling us stop it. And Marie-Pierre is going to turn the mirror on us with a quiz. And again, I will emphasize the importance to write what you want to see in what you want us to see in the comments, but privately write down the right answers. C'est bon, hein? I'm getting it. Okay. Okay. So, are you the person who keeps chasing people who are choosing not to accept what you're offering? So, Mel Robbins was purely talking about a boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, a relationship, right? That's what she was talking about. And I said to Marie-Pierre and Jean-Philippe, no, no, this isn't everything, because the way you do anything is the way you do anything. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. So if you are, in French, on dit dépendant affectif. If you are, how would I say that in English? Usually it's the opposite. I don't know how to say it in French. Dépendant affectif. Uh, oh, if you can look it up for me, would be amazing. Because it.
Emotionally dependent.
Oh, great. If you are an emotionally dependent woman or man, let me tell you something. You're going to be like that in everything. And I really believe, having coached and mentored people for over 40 years, I've seen leaders emotionally dependent. And it actually stopped them from building other people because they wanted it more than. And this is where personal development is so, so important. So to better understand this today, uh, you're going to have to share it. It'd be wonderful if you can talk about it with somebody, because I have the privilege to do the mastermind just before. So, Marie-Pierre, who should we be sharing this podcast with today? Everybody emotionally depend. Sorry, just an indication.
Voila! So click on the arrow just beside where you write your comments so you can share on every social media platform, but you can share also by messenger, by text message to those people that you know that really need to hear this message today. And you have the text in the comment that you can copy paste when you share on different social media platform. And then we have our contest, Les Millionnaires des Diamants. So first, when you go on our Facebook group, Les Millionnaires des Diamants Inspirational Group, every time you post, every time you comment, every time you react, you gain points during the month to be in the top 10 contributor. And at the end of the month, the official top 10 will get a voucher to go shop on the boutique Les Millionnaires des Diamants. And then at the end of each month, we have a draw to win a voucher to go shop on the boutique. So how to be in the draw? First, with the boutique. So you place an order, you receive your order, you take a picture, you post on social media, you tag the page Les Millionnaires des Diamants to be in the draw. And the second way with the books, Les Millionnaires des Diamants. So you receive one of the book, you're reading one of the book, you're doing one of the quiz book, one of the workbook, and take a picture and post on social media and tag the page Les Millionnaires des Diamants. And last thing, if you don't already have your ticket for the next conference, it's time to go click on the link to be with us. It's a virtual conference, so you can join us from all around the world. And if you want to be in person, send me a message when you get your ticket so I can add you to the list of the of people that will be in person in the studio. Voila.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's dive in. Let's dive in, my friends. There's a few people that are missing. Matthew, Jennifer. I don't see James. If somebody can tag him. I don't see. Oh, yeah, Jacqueline. I see that. By the way, do you know what I learned, Marie Pierre? Jacqueline danced in Nutcracker. Hmm. Yeah. Martin is there. There's a couple. Louise is there. There's a couple of people missing. So I'm counting on our friends here to make sure you are tagging it because sometimes they forget, like anything we forget. Oh my God, it was a podcast. Okay. So let me start with one question. Have you ever wanted something for someone more than they wanted it for themselves? One, two, three. Let's say everybody. Yes. Okay. I am not the only one answering yes to this. Okay. And oh my God, I have more than you can even imagine. So you see somebody and think you have no idea what you're capable of. Maybe it's somebody in your Tupperware business right now, in any type of business. Maybe it's a boyfriend, maybe it's a director, maybe it's a girlfriend. Like, I don't know. But all you keep doing is going, let's do this. We can do it. We make plans. There's no we. I'm making plans. I'm coaching. I'll turn that into I don't even know why I said we in here. Okay. We call them, follow up, remind them, encourage them, pick them back up all the time. And oh my God. I mean, I could do a whole entire podcast on a deeper version of why we do this. Okay. But that's another story in itself. Okay. So you're working harder on their dreams than they are working themselves on their dreams. And this doesn't happen only in business. I need to remind you, and this is why we tweaked it. When you're reading Mel Robbins and you don't have that situation with your spouses right now, you will probably have turned off that chapter. But that chapter in Mel Robbins is addressing all of this. We need to remind ourselves we cannot carry them through it. We need to have the discernment to say, okay, this relationship is over. Way too much energy. Anyways, let me just stick to the script here that we have written. So I want you to imagine there's a beautiful door in front of somebody. Behind that door is everything they told you they wanted. Okay, the promotion, the business, the better life, the healthy relationship, the dream. Like, think of anything that you've been told and put it behind that door. And because you love them, you open the door. Look, it's right there. Let's do it together. You can show them the way, encourage them, coach them, even walk beside them. But eventually you realize they're not walking. You're the only one walking. Think about personal relationships, right? Okay. And at what moment will you realize that? Okay. We start pushing, pulling, convincing, reminding, and eventually we practically are trying to carry them over our shoulders to get them over. Or, you know what? I didn't write it down, but sometimes we close our eyes and believe they're not assholes. Right? Like my daughter. Like, why can't you see it? The guy's an asshole. Like, literally. It's so good. This Mel Robbins, this is so good. Okay. So they don't want what you want. Give it up. And if they give you the illusion they want what you want, it's simply because they want to extend your relationship with them a little bit longer, whether it's in business or a personal relationship. And we do exactly the same thing everywhere we go. It doesn't stop with a boyfriend, girlfriend. It doesn't stop there. Potential tells me that we could make this happen, but pattern is telling me it's not happening. And that's a huge difference. How can I motivate this person? And we need to start asking instead, why am I working harder for their dreams? And I think here there's a little bit of emotional dependency. So what belongs to you? What I want you to understand today, before I leave you in the hands of Jean-Philippe, who's going to better explain the science behind this, is a lot of times I need to ask myself, I'm talking to me, what are you really afraid of losing? What exactly are you afraid of losing? A lot of times, relationships, you're afraid of losing, relying on somebody. Example. A lot of times in business, I've been afraid of losing a director, or a recruit. I think everybody that's lost a director, you know exactly what I'm talking about, you know. And there's a sentence that says, he was afraid of losing shall never win. Oh, I think that's a good close to my segment. Okay. So stop being afraid. Just move forward. Stay committed to your own destination. And as soon as a red flag goes up, get the heck out of there. No, get the hell out of there. You cannot carry anybody through the doors. To better understand this, I'm going to leave you in the hands of Jean-Philippe Jacques. I
It,
was working very hard to stick to the script because my reveal on this subject would have been a little bit different.
it sounded very biblical, like who shall never, like it sounded very like that. So yes, let's dive into our subject. So we want to understand why like intelligent people, successful people get trapped like into relationship that are going nowhere. And this is really like the takeaway of that chapter, that potential exists in the future, but what we need to look at in the present are patterns. Patterns exist in the present, and we should not like confuse the two. So we want to understand why. First element, okay, we need to look at our brain. Okay, so there is a physiological explanation for that. Okay, our brain doesn't only respond to what exists, it responds to what we anticipate. So once you imagine like someone's future potential, you become emotionally invested in that future, not in the real person, but in the person that they could become. So you become attached to thoughts like, oh, imagine what they could accomplish. Imagine the leader he would become. Imagine how amazing this relationship could be. And then you start making decisions based on imagination rather than evidence. Okay. And it's easy to jump straight to conclusion that this person is right for you or that this relationship will get somewhere else. Okay. It's easy to think that you will love them or you will change them a little bit or they will actually take action. But unfortunately, they're not, because this is not who they are. It's who you think that they could become. So the problem is potential exists in the future, but remember, patterns exist in the present. Number two, okay, they call it intermittent reinforcement. Okay, so what does this mean? Okay, this is really fascinating, but it's a very dangerous mechanism that happens naturally in human psychology. Okay, they say that when somebody gives us just enough positive reinforcement, okay, it can keep us chasing for them. They show up to one meeting, then they disappear. Then they make one sales that was huge, then nothing. And then they tell you, I'm ready, but they don't act. And then suddenly, a couple times later, they say, this time I'm serious. Well, that little burst, okay, of hope resets everything, okay? And they say that the brains really loves it because the unpredictable rewards are extremely powerful at maintaining a behavior of saying, I cannot like let that person go away. Well, unfortunately, this is a strategy that has been used into casino because the slot machines works exactly the same way, and that's the reason why they are so addictive. Okay, so that's why you have to consciously look at the long-term patterns and not just occasional bursts that are happening. Okay, that they say I'm there, and you don't hear about them. I'm there, but you don't hear about them for a couple of weeks. Part number three, they call it the sunk cost thinking. Okay, here it's really a thought that I did remember saying. Okay, it's a process, but when you say, I've already invested so much. Okay, I did 6 months of coaching with them. I did so many conversation. I put so many hours into them. It was years that I am in that relationship with that person. I can't give up now. Well, this is one of the most dangerous thing, okay? Because the question is not how much have already invested, but is the question should be knowing what I know today, where should my next hour go? Okay, because you see the result right now, and this is not what have been wanted for you, for them, for that relationship. Well, now you should ask, who should I spend like the next hour, the next time, to be sure that I'm not, okay, losing my time again as I just did. I've learned something, but I need to work on something different. So the number one mistake that people make is when they are trying to take something, okay, to the next level, or somebody to the next level, to focus only on that person rather than focusing on the value of your time and what you want in life. So how can you get out of that pattern? Okay, so we will look at first at the three-part framework. So the three-part framework are three questions that you should ask yourself when you're not sure about like somebody, or you've been thinking about their potential. So first, it makes reference to what we've covered last week. One, what are they saying? Okay, and two, what are they doing? Does it match? Because you can want something and not acting according to what you really say. Okay, so if it's not, okay, that's the first indicator. So those two questions goes together. What are they saying? What are they doing? So what they say and what are their behavior? And number three, what am I inventing? So what future am I imagining for them that they haven't actually chosen for them? So if what they say and what they do don't match, okay, you should really look at what they do, because this is the real indicator, and think about what you are inventing. And finally, okay, the the last part of how you can be sure to not fall in the trap of like investing yourself too much in somebody is to have that real talk, that commitment conversation, okay? That is really, okay, here are the facts. Here is what you're telling me. Here is what I see. Here is what I want in my life. Here is where I want to put my energy. So if you want me to continue like giving you sometimes, things need to change. Well, that conversation, okay, that transparency, okay, is not about guilt. It's not about accusation. It's not about sub story. It's not about like expectation, but it's really about like placing every fact on the table, and let that person choose of what they want to be with that time, okay, and make a commitment, okay, to know what you can do right after. So now I will let the microphone to Marie-Pierre to help us continue the reflection on what are your expectations about people.
Yes, thank you, Jean-Philippe. So today it's not about realizing if you have some people that are not committed around you. That's easy to identify, but it's really about recognizing something that it's maybe uncomfortable for you. Is do you have a pattern of chasing people potential? So that is really the goal today with the quiz. So are you chasing that potential in every person? So today it's an easy quiz. Yes or no for each question. So you want to answer honestly, you don't want to answer according to what you think that you should be doing, but really answer according to what is really happening. And like Maria said, if you want to answer something in the comment and something on a piece of paper, it's okay. So you want to do this quiz for yourself first. So let's start question number one. So do you regularly remind someone about a goal they told you that they wanted? Yes or no? Number two, are you initiating almost every conversation, follow up, plan, or next step? Yes or no? Number three, do you spend more time thinking about this person's potential than they spend working towards it? Number four, when their actions show low commitment, do you automatically create explanation for them? Maybe they're busy, they have a difficult month, they just need more confidence, they will be ready soon. Yes or no? Number five, have you told yourself if I can just find the right word, they will finally understand? Number six. When someone begins pulling away, does it make you try harder to win them back? Number seven. Do you feel guilty redirecting your time towards someone who is more committed? Number eight. Have you spent months or even years waiting for someone's action to finally match their words? Number 9. Do you often become the fixer, the rescuer, the motivator, or the person responsible for keeping relationship moving? And number 10. If you stop calling or reminding or motivating, encouraging, planning, and pushing this person tomorrow, would anything move forward? So, how many yes did you answer? So if you have 0 to 2 yes, you are the LT supporter. So you generally understand the difference between believing in someone and caring them. So you can encourage, you can coach, you can care deeply, but you also recognize that adults must participate in their own growth. So you want to continue protecting that balance. Your job is not to make people what the what want what they do not currently want. So your job is to make opportunity visible, provide support when it's welcome, and respect people's choices. Now, if you have answered 3 to 5 yes, you are the hopeful investor. So you may sometimes confuse patience with overinvestment. So you see possibilities in people, and when someone say they want something, you want to believe in them. So occasionally, you continue investing long after their behavior has changed. So pay attention to where your energy is going. So ask, is this person currently meeting me with effort, or am I filling the gap for both of us? So you do not need to stop believing, but you may simply need to stop carrying. Now, if you answer 6 to 8 yes, you are the potential chaser. So there probably a pattern here. So you may frequently become emotionally invested in who someone could become. And because you see future so clearly, you begin taking responsibility for helping them reach it. So you may remind, push, fix, motivate, follow up, reassure, rescue, and eventually become frustrated because they are not matching your effort. So your next level is learning that you can believe in someone without requiring them to become who you believe that they could be. So their potential is not your assignment. And if you answer 9 to 10 yes, now you are the carrier. So you this one will deserve really a reflection. So you may be repeatedly taking responsibility for commitment that belongs to someone else. So your intention is probably love or leadership, loyalty or belief. But if the relationship or the goal or opportunity would stop moving entirely without you, you may no longer be supporting. You may be carrying, and carrying capable adult for too long will exhaust you while preventing them from taking ownership. So your next question is not how do I motivate them more? No, no, no. It's what responsibility do I need to return to them? So really, the question is to see, do you have that pattern? So if you answer many yes, did you have that one person in mind for the entire quiz, or is it a multiple people? So this is the question that you need to remind yourself. Is this just one person, or is it a pattern? So do you repeatedly choose people that you have to motivate? Do you repeatedly become the fixer? Do you repeatedly feel responsible for other people's potential? Do you repeatedly become attracted to people that you believe that you can change? Do you feel most vulnerable when someone needs you? Or do you keep choosing relationship where you do most of the emotional or practical work? So the question here that you can ask yourself is, why do you need them to change? Is it because you will feel more successful or needed or important or valuable or loved or respected or a better parent, a better leader, a better coach? So sometimes the person that we are trying to change is not the issue, but sometimes the deeper lesson is understanding why we keep needing to be the one who change people. So really think about this one, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for the next podcast. So have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye.